So my name is Aurelian Basa, and I do projects and partnerships at Nord Precious Metals, and I'll be introducing our Re2Ox commercialization project using tailings feedstock in the Cobalt camp area. So I'll start with the tailings. Last time I talked to Chamurai, he mentioned tailings are near and dear to MICA. We feel the same way. Now, I grew up in the town of Cobalt, Ontario, and if you're familiar with Cobalt, you'll know that the town is practically built on piles of tailings. Now, when I was growing up, I didn't think about it much, but I've come to realize that they don't just have to be a part of our past, they might be part of our future. Researchers in the Cobalt camp have shown that there's well over 10 million tons of these tailings, and what sets this feedstock apart is they're here, they're ready to process, and we now have the regulatory frameworks in place. So why now? I think some of the other presentations touched on this as well, but we are still in a position of foreign dependence for a lot of our critical minerals processing. And when we look at the traditional pipeline to get a mine from exploration to production, it's time we don't have. And I think, meanwhile, as well, we have hundreds of these abandoned sites just in Ontario. That's sites that could be used for modular processing, and it could be ready in months, not decades. So our solution is simple. We use a plug and process model. We'll be able to bring on a containerized hydrometallurgical unit, drop it on site, plug it in, and start processing. Each module could sustain a workforce of highly skilled workers. It would include a number of positions like process engineers, maintenance specialists, and many more. And I think it would also have a multiplier effect on the local economy. So in our picture there, this is a tailing site near Cobalt, the former Beaver mine, where we've started drilling and taking samples. And the map to the left shows the many abandoned sites across Ontario. So you might be thinking, could this work? What I can say is we have already produced sulfate products for Sumitomo Japan to their specification. We've sold silver doré bars direct to smelters in the United States. And what we really need, though, is scale. And that's where MICA's assistance comes in for us. We'll be doing a 1,000-hour continuous pilot run, and we'll be moving from TRL 6 to TRL 7 if everything works as it should. Now, I think what's really important to note here is only a few months ago, we were about ready to give up. We'd had all our equipment, we'd done all the tests, we had a processing facility, but what we needed was the right regulatory framework. And that's where Ontario's Bill 71 opened the door for us. Just to quote Mr. Peary here, there are hundreds of eligible sites in Ontario alone. And I think it kind of represents a perfect storm. We have the new legislation encouraging remediation. We have the rising demand for critical mineral processing. And then we have on our side decades of technical preparation. Now, our longer term vision includes not just tailings, but looking at recycled feeds and mine concentrates as well. And we want to build this as part of a modular system that can be used in other countries and really expand. The way the economics work, we try and have the precious metals offset the operating costs and let the critical minerals supply the margin. And then to hedge against commodity cycle, we're willing to flip that as time goes on. When we think further ahead, we think we could support somewhere in the range of 24 jobs for one of these larger scale modules, and then as part of the multiplier effect, have 250 jobs at a district scale. So I think the really important thing that we're trying to accomplish that makes a difference is we're trying to take a lot of these liabilities, especially the arsenic-rich tailings, which our process was purpose-built for, and we're trying to turn that into revenue. And I think when you think of it in a larger picture here, every ton we process here in Canada is one that isn't processed abroad and helps us build our domestic supply chains, because The question for us is not whether we can do this, but how fast can we scale it? Thank you for your time.